Hey guys, so on my channel I talk a lot about living with pain, especially in my work in progress videos for writing. Occasionally I might mention that it's specifically joint pain or on other days jaw pain, both of which are pretty common. Sometimes I even throw out that my thyroid's kicking my ass. All of these things are definitely true, but that's generally the most I go into said pain during my work in progress videos, and I don't specify a type every single time that I talk about it. But because of how often I mention it, but because of how often I don't really go into the details, I think one of my most asked questions is about my pain. What it is, why it's there, so on and so forth. Hopefully throughout a couple of videos here, I'll be able to answer those questions a bit better than I usually do, and I think talking about it might be oddly cathartic for me. I mention my pain offhand to my family members, who I live with my mom, and my grandparents are just across the way here on the same plot of land. And I mention it offhand to them sometimes, especially if they ask how it is today. But that's about it. I normally don't go into a lot of details, even with the people that I know. So I think talking about it and discussing it will be oddly cathartic for me as well. Hopefully. This particular video here isn't going to go super in-depth on any of it. I'm mostly planning on mentioning what may cause my pain on any given day and what I do to help dull that pain a little bit. And I plan to go into depth on everything else and all of the specifics that I know in separate videos, but this one will give you a bit of an overview, let's say, I guess. So with that, let's just jump right into it. In general, I have three main types of pains: jaw, joint, and back, neck, and shoulders. I'm counting back, neck, and shoulders as one pain because generally they all correlate with each other. And with my joint and jaw, I can have those regardless. My jaw hurts when my neck and my shoulders don't hurt, and my joints hurt when I have no back problems. So, hit or miss. Again, I'm not going to go into a ton of details in this video since TMJ will have its own video later, but it's the hinge up here that moves your lower jaw. It can cause pain while you're chewing, swallowing, yawning, talking, etc. Sometimes I have to take breaks when I'm recording these videos, when I'm recording gaming videos. I eat super slowly. I hold my jaw shut, not shut all the way, but like I hold it when I'm yawning and sometimes when I'm brushing my teeth, because otherwise the lack of support hurts my jaw and it can pop it out of place, and overall it can just cause a lot of pain. Same sense, for me anyway, it can also cause pain when I'm doing absolutely nothing that's involving my jaw. I might just be sitting there and all of a sudden it will flare up on one of these sides and I have to deal with it. I've dealt with TMJ since at least 2014, and I only know that date because it's when I went to a doctor about my jaw pain and I was told that it was TMJ. With TMJ, for me anyway, pain relief is pretty hit or miss. Sometimes my hemp muscle salve helps with it, sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes my essential oil roll-on thingy works on it, and again, sometimes it doesn't. This particular roll-on is just called Muscle Ease from Aroma Guru, and we got it at Dollar Tree. And it's got a whole bunch of essential oils in it, and sweet almond oil, but some of the essential oils are like wintergreen, nutmeg, eucalyptus, turmeric, ginger, black pepper, and peppermint. And I really like the way it smells. It doesn't like irritate my nose, and it feels nice. It helps generally, though I use it more often on my neck, but I have put it up here through my jaw a couple times. It's helped a little bit, which is something, but again, hit or miss. That and the hemp salve are the only things that are generally safe to put on my face. Everything else I have can cause pretty big reactions with my acne, with my skin in general, or just way too much for smell when they're that close to my eyes and my nose. Hot and cold therapy also helps a little bit. Cold therapy tends to help the most when it's very intense pain, and hot therapy tends to help with the pain that is slightly duller than that, or when my jaw is already freezing cold. But neither of the two gets rid of the pain entirely, but it does help dull it a little bit when it flares up, which is a positive. With my back, neck, and shoulder pain, nothing really helps too much. I use a microwavable neck wrap thingy on my neck, and occasionally I just throw it over one shoulder like that, so that way it rests like near my shoulder blade area. Especially when it's fresh out of the microwave. It's too hot for my neck, so I throw it over my shoulder until it cools down a little bit. I use a traditional heating pad a lot on my back, and that helps sometimes. I have a posture corrector that kind of pulls my shoulders back a smidge and helps me sit up a little straighter, and that helps a little bit too, because generally my posture is terrible anyway, but when my back and my shoulders are hurting, it hurts them less if I hunch over, which is bad for you, and is bad long-term and short-term. So the posture corrector helps too. And very, very recently I got 2 shoulder braces, which I've been wanting forever, basically. And those help support my shoulders a little bit too, which is nice. I also do a few yoga type stretches for my lower back, but it's worth noting that yoga doesn't cure chronic pain by any means. It can help stretch a few things out, it can help some people relax, meditate, it can help some people relax past the pain, but it doesn't like get rid of it. It's no way a cure-all. If you don't have chronic pain, you would be surprised at how often people suggest yoga as a way to just make it go away. Believe me, people with chronic pain, we wish it would just solve it all too. With my joint pain, I still don't know what causes it. I'll say right off that I have joint pain in every single one of my joints. My knuckles are constantly cold and frozen. This is about as far as they can go right now before it hurts, and I need to warm them up again. I have very bad joint pain in my wrists, on occasion in my elbow. My shoulders are pretty much always bad. I have it in my knees pretty bad, and my ankles. About the only joint that it doesn't affect is my toe joints. So, hit or miss. I was diagnosed with an underactive thyroid in July of 2019, and I've been receiving treatment for it since. One of the symptoms of that can be joint pain. My doctor and I had hoped that was the cause of my pain, and truthfully for a little bit there after I started the thyroid hormone medication, the pain had lessened after I started taking it, but I think those lesser pain days were just that. They were a set of good days of manageable in a sea of bad days. For my joint pain, I wear a lot of compression braces and use a lot of pain salves and creams. I'll go into all of those a lot more in the video that I eventually do that will be dedicated to my joint pain. In April, I have an appointment with a rheumatologist to see if I have rheumatoid arthritis. I don't really want to imagine what that diagnosis at the age of 21 would do to me, but I'd still prefer to know what's wrong with me and what causes my pain in April than continuing to see specialists over a broad period of time, or simply never knowing what causes it at all. After that appointment, I plan on updating you guys about it and about the results and so on and so forth, but until then, the videos revolving around my pain will be diving into all of the things individually. What TMJ means for me, what it means for a person in general, same with hypothyroidism, what kind of creams and salves I use, what kind of braces I use, what kind of compression braces I use, stuff like that. So some of those videos will be almost like review type videos, because I have several brands of compression braces and several brands of compression gloves, so I might go into which ones I prefer over the other, so on and so forth, but we'll see. But until those videos are up, feel free to ask me any questions you have about my pain, TMJ, hypothyroidism, any of it, and I'll do my best to make sure they're answered in the individual videos when I get around to writing the scripts and recording them. But yeah, that's all I've got. So if you enjoyed this video, even though it's more of just a ramble about my pain in general, a like is always appreciated, and if you'd like to stay updated on my writing, my editing, the gaming videos I upload roughly every Friday, this, or anything else that I do on this channel in between, feel free to subscribe. All the links to my social media, as well as the links to my author's pages, are in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.